Hi, it's the Bella DeVero Foundation, and I wanted to make a video about sex and conditions, or um, about unconditional love or otherwise, any other kind of love. So, unconditional love is in my other video, so watch that if you want to know more details about it. But, I just wanted to make a video about, you know, pleasing each other. Whenever you're in a relationship with someone and, you're, up, um, you know, not so much of a high kind of a, you know, unconditional kind of a way towards the other person, we can tend to, say, put conditions on each other and strings attached and say, okay, now I was nice to you, now be nice back. That's not unconditional love. That's the kind of love where it makes people feel trapped and like they have a debt to you to pay off, and it makes the relationship not fun. So I just wanted to make a video about sex and doing that. So let's make sure we're not, putting conditions on each other, you know, trapping each other in a sex kind of a situation where, um, I was nice to you. Just whatever. If you're if if your partner asks you to do something and you don't want to do it, but you do it anyway, and hopes you're gonna get sex or something, let's not do that. Let's not put conditions on sex and make each other feel trapped into that topic of that topic. Anyway, so let's you know have unconditional love while we're wanting to be a part of sex. Don't put conditions on the other person. Saying, well, I was nice to you, so uh we should have sex now or whatever. Because you got to look at astrology, synastry, and composite charts, and it's not difficult aspects about the topic of sex. It's like whenever, one person wants to have sex and then the other person doesn't. That's the difficult aspects, like in conjunct or square or whatever else. Not square, but in conjunct. Squares when you want to rip each other's clothes off so much that, you don't think you can wait to. But in conjunct is whenever, the one person doesn't want to have sex and the other person wants to right now more than the other aspects. But, maybe an opposition can be that way more. So you should get a professional astrologer to look at your birth chart, which I'm doing astrology for my foundation, so I'm not charging anyone for this. But you should get a professional astrologer like myself to look at your astrology, synastry, and composite charts and see what aspects you have about the topic of sex, because it's not nice to put conditions on the other person. If you have a difficult aspect like in conjunct about the topic, you know, it's not okay to straighten that difficult aspect out by putting conditions on each other. That's not dealing with the aspect, it's making it worse. It's going to make it worse. It's going to make the situation of in conjunctive, I'm not in the mood right now. It's going to make the one person really not in the mood, even more. You're going to attract what you don't want, or, like whatever you're resisting, persists. That's a big thing in that I talk about. whenever you're resisting a subject, it gets bigger. So, whenever you're resisting being healthy about it, it's going to make the subject bigger. It's going to push the other person away more if you try to put conditions on them. It's going to make them feel like, they're not in the mood even more and more and more. So don't put conditions on each other about the topic. Um, if you're the kind of person that does the whole conditions thing, I did this, so you do this. Find a topic you can make it about that isn't sex, because not that any topic should be that way, but sex doesn't need to be about conditions. You're not each other's sex slaves. You're equal to each other. So you need to respect each other and what you want and what you don't want. So it's just, a topic I thought of to talk about that is important. Don't put conditions on each other, because it's not okay to do that. It's never okay to put conditions on the other person and use that against them and make them feel bad, and like, so you're gonna get sex from them or make them feel bad so you get attention in some kind of a way, or whatever. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that topic. So I'll be making more videos on the subject soon.